Hey guys, Thrasher here. We have a new summoning banner on the way. It's going to bring us new characters and new mechanics. Let's talk about it right now. Okay, before we get into what's going to be in the banner, what's coming up, I also want to mention that after I talk about what these new characters are going to be, I'm going to sort of talk about what I think the timeline for new banners after this one will be as well. So let's go to menu, and then we'll go into news, and we're going to see that there is now a preview of the next Legends Rising banner. So if we click details, we can see that we're going to get a Bardock, and we're going to get a new first form Frieza. If we read it, we see that he is a strike specialist, so he's going to be a damage dealer doing, well, we don't know he'll be specifically a damage dealer, but his damage will come from strike. And then the other thing that we see is that he'll never let an opponent escape. So there's some type of main ability mechanic that probably makes it so the opponent cannot switch characters. So you use that main ability, and for some certain amount of counts the character can't switch, and you can just sit there and pound on him with Bardock. A super cool new mechanic. It's sort of the opposite of what Broly does, so that's pretty sweet. And then if we go down and look at Frieza, the main thing we want to look at here is that it says he won't be intimidated by the kickback of enemies' blast darts. So one of the possible outcomes of this character is that when he is charging or when he is using his strike arts card, he is not stopped by a key arts card. So it's possible that you need to make sure that you're not trying to use key arts to stop this Frieza, because he'll just tank right through it and attack you. We don't know that for certain yet. That's sort of what that sounds like. So this is cool. Our next Legends Rising banner will have these two, and then probably 3 of our old Legends Rising characters. Maybe Kura, maybe Turles. Not 100% sure yet. But I want to talk about future banners. So the way I see this going right now, we get a new Ultra Space Time banner every single month. It's looking very likely that our next Ultra Space Time banner will be Super Saiyan 2 Gohan and Cell, and after that it's going to probably move into the Majin Buu arc or the Majin arc. So after that we will probably get Majin Vegeta and some form of Ascended Saiyan Goku, which would be our September banner. Then in October we're probably going to get some probably Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, that kind of stuff. This is all leading up to what I think is going to happen, where they're going to, in December probably, bring out Super Vegito and probably Super Gogeta at the same time. And the reason I think they're going to do that is because they're pretty close to each other as far as their timeline. Obviously one is full canon and one is just from the movies, so one will be in our Ultra Space Time banner, Super Vegito. One will probably be in a secondary banner, which will be with other sagas from movie characters. Makes perfect sense, because then they split 2 of the biggest fan favorites in the entire show into different banners, forcing people to spend more crystals. And it also makes sense because even though Super Gogeta should come out when the Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks banner comes out, which is the month prior, I think they'll hold it off so that those 2 big ones come out right around Christmas. It makes perfect sense. That's when most people spend most of their money. But the big thing to note here is that we have a lot of big hitter characters, you know, fan favorites that are on their way very, very soon. So keep that in mind when you figure out whether or not you want to spend your crystals on Bardock or Frieza or any of the returning characters in this Legends Rising banner. Yeah, they might be cool right now, but are they worth possibly missing out on a character in the very near future? Now, I wouldn't say hold your crystals for a year, hold your crystals for 6 months, but if you really want, say, Ultimate Gohan, who's probably, based on the timeline I'm thinking, will probably be in the November banner, you only have to wait like 2.5 months. So that's something to consider. And I just want to mention once real quick, all those characters that I just told you about, the timeline I just gave you, that's pure conjecture. I don't know that for a fact. That's just based on the pattern that we're seeing so far. If you have any questions or comments about what I think is going to happen, throw them down below. I'll make sure to respond. We'll have a good discussion going on. If you think something different is going to show up, or they're going to go a different route, make sure to throw that down too. Let me know what you think. And if you like this content, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.